Yo, 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 what is up? We are back once again, Hoops and Brews, virtual episode. This time, it's episode 251 of Hoops and Brews. So shout out to all of y'all who have watched 251 episodes of us yell at each other about the NBA. But Joe, how you feeling?
I'm pretty good, man. It's nice to be back. I really enjoyed the last episode. Y'all said I
It
was
was fun.
wild.
You
Y'all
was, it
said
was,
I
it
was
was,
wild in the episode.
you were a very passionate guy the last episode.
Y'all probably not getting that same version of me today. I'm chilling. I got work in a couple hours. I was faded as hell last time. But yes, I brought that energy last time. Y'all noticed it. I see. Y'all not gonna get that version of Joel today though. We're gonna get down. We're just gonna talk some off-season hoops and what's going on next year.
Yeah, I feel like we're at the point in the NBA season. We're not NBA season. NBA all season that's post, not like post free agency. Obviously, people are still getting signed, but free agency has pretty much slowed down now. I mean, again, there are some great names still left out there. I know Colin Sexton still doesn't have a deal. Melo still doesn't have a deal. There's other. I thought this did know JaVale signed with the Mavericks. If I'm
Yeah, he's
not mistaken.
signed. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
with Dallas.
but there are many play. Like I'm sure if I pulled up like a list of free agents who are still available, there's still a pretty long list of guys who are still out there. But I feel like we're kind of like I don't want to say dead point, but kind of like the dead point in like the all season. Training camp is starting in when what is this? August. I'm assuming training camp start next month. So like the last month.
Late September probably or mid
Yeah,
September.
yeah. So we almost at training camp. As far as trades, I think that's kind of slowed down. I think obviously Kevin Durant was a huge domino, but I don't think that domino is going to fall. I think probably he's going to end up right back in Brooklyn, which
I'll have to agree.
again I don't think anywhere outside of if he went to Boston literally for just Jaylen Brown and Derek White. I don't think anywhere else gives him a better shot to win next year than Brooklyn.
I disagree with that. But if you get him in Miami without
Yeah,
trading Jimmy or Bam,
who you gonna trade?
without trading Jimmy or Bam, if you can keep them with Durant, that's a guaranteed ship.
Okay, that's
It's a
good. Okay,
couple.
okay,
Dallas, Luka Doncic. Without obviously you're not gonna trade Luka. It's a lot of different options than just that one. Than just Brooklyn. It's a lot of suitors Arcady can win immediately.
But again, Brooklyn, I don't think that Brooklyn doesn't put them a chance to win. Again, like you have Ben Simmons coming back. I know people had their opinions about Ben Simmons, but last time Ben Simmons played basketball for a full year, he was second in Defensive Player of the Year voting. I think he was third team All NBA. You're still talking about a very good basketball player who, again, if he's healthy, is still one of the five best point guards, in my personal opinion, in the NBA.
Best point guards in the entire NBA.
Yes, I don't think
Somebody
you can.
the basketball can't be a top. He's
I
not
don't.
a top.
What do you mean?
He doesn't shoot the basketball when he's wide open.
It doesn't
He
matter.
doesn't even look at the rim.
It doesn't, bro. Number one, he's probably outside of Giannis, probably the best transition player in basketball right now. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
He's a great playmaker. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
He's probably outside of Drew Holiday and Marcus Smart, the best guard defender in the NBA. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
So what are we doing?
What if you're not considered an offensive threat? How can you be five out of? You want to take him over 5 point guards?
I disagree. I disagree with the fact that Ben Simmons is not an offensive threat. I think that when people look at offense, they look at offense too much as far as scoring the basketball, which he actually does a decent job of. He still gives you 14, 15, 16 points a game while only getting like 10 shots. If you gave him 15 shots, that's 20 points. You're not going to like the way it's going to look.
Okay, all that's cool in the regular season, but when you still doing the same thing in the playoffs and the defense cramps up on you, you got to beat a scheme, you got to beat a team of Toronto. You're not. Well, it's not five.
That's
five
not.
Guys but if a team can just scheme against you and beat you that way.
But see, I'm also not a person that thinks that Ben Simmons is okay. When you look at, obviously he passed the ball up when Trae Young was down there, but there was a whole series like they had to get to Game 7. Didn't they lose a 20-point lead in one game to the Hawks?
I'm pretty sure
like there was a lot going on outside of just Ben Simmons, and they used Ben Simmons as the scapegoat for everything else that was going on. I remember Joel Embiid getting the ball for game winners at the fucking 3-point line. You are 300 pounds, 200. You are 300 pounds, 7'11". Get your ass somewhere else. So I'm not gonna let nobody put all the blame on Ben Simmons. It was a lot going on in Philly.
That's fair. You don't have to take all the blame. He got a good chunk of it. He got a nice. He got a good chunk of that.
It's about equal blame around
that. Easy to scheme against. You're not easy to scheme against. You're not a threat offensively. You're passing up layups, and teams is literally not even look at you while you dribble the ball. It's literally like you making your team. You handicapping your whole team. It's no way because
I had
they're
it, but
putting top 5 over other guys who elevate their offenses and do all different types of things on the court.
number
It's no way. Top 10, 15, top
name
15. I
me
give you that.
name
And
me 5 guards who are better than Ben Simmons right now.
I can do that in my sleep.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, Damian Lillard.
Okay,
Can I say James Harden?
that's fair. Harden 3.
Trae Young.
I don't know about that.
30
I'm dead
points.
serious. I'm dead serious. I really don't know about that. Because again, for everything Trae Young gives you on offense, he doesn't give you those same things on defense. You want to talk about a guy who can be schemed for, you can scheme for him. You can take advantage of him on the other end. And I'm not so sure that you can build a team around Trae. I don't know if Trae Young's offense is dynamic enough to build a winning team solely around Trae Young's offense.
We just saw him take that Hawks team to the conference finals.
Take is a word you want to use. Take is a word you want to use. Take is a word you want to use.
Most of that, who was producing half as much as he was on that team?
Didn't they? Hold on. Wait. Number one, when I look back at that, their defense is what stepped up.
That's fair. The defense,
didn't Trae Young shoot like 39% in that series? If I'm not mistaken, he shot like 39%. Ben Simmons did. Hold on, wait. Ben Simmons did one hell of a job on him.
And what was the series? Let's look at it. How many
right now?
The Hawks won and when was
in the playoffs last year? Well, 2 years ago, he shot 41% from the field and 31% from 3. I swear to God that is not the reason that they made the conference finals.
Because they got Ben Simmons on the other end out there just passing the ball. Now looking at that's the reason why the defense was able to step up, because Ben Simmons was able to do absolutely nothing, even though he had such an advantage over Trae Young.
But
he saw them go.
Yeah, but even
compare his averages with Ben Simmons.
Huh?
Compare his averages with Ben Simmons for the series.
I got you. Going to it right now. Where's the series at? Okay, here the series stats.
It was at 2020.
Trae Young averaged 29 points on 39% shooting and 32% from 3.
29 points
on 39% shooting.
29 points
on 39% shooting. He shot 39%.
Supposed to shoot the ball, and they won the series as well. 39%. Right? Supposed to shoot the ball. That's good.
He shot 39%.
I mean, she's comfortable.
Embiid shot 46%. That's why they lost.
That means Trae Young comfortable.
Ben Simmons actually shot 60% for the whole series. He gave you 10.6 boards,
oh my God,
8 assists. But he took 45 shots the whole time.
Whose fault is that? That's his fault. That's his fault.
Yes.
10 points. A top 5 point guard giving you 10 points in the conference semifinal.
Yes, but I'm also somebody who thought that Doc should have done a better job of getting him involved. You can't allow Ben Simmons to be a guy who literally doesn't score for multiple full quarters. You got to call something for the brother.
Who could give you 10? Anybody could give you 10 points in that situation.
And what was his defensive rating? His defensive rating was 109. His offensive rating was actually the 4th best on the team.
So you taking that over the dude who averaged 29 a game? You taking him over Trae Young?
Who, Ben Simmons?
Yes.
I probably would, yes.
The 29 game over the 10, the fast-paced 3-ball uptick.
Hold on, wait.
The future of the NBA, the exact archetype every team is dying for.
You're talking about, again, you are talking about probably the best guard defender in the NBA, probably outside of Giannis, the best transition player in the entire NBA. You're talking about a guy who is still a elite playmaker, elite rebounder, and he still scores the ball. Now, granted, it doesn't look the way you want it to look, but he still scores the basketball. And he's a guy who has probably never taken, not probably, he has never taken more than 15 shots per game. If you give him 15 shots per game, he's going to give you 20 points.
All this other stuff, he has to be aggressive. He's the guard. If LeBron James could have the same play style as Ben Simmons, he could, right? But he's actually more aggressive. It's
to
more
be fair.
Also, don't ignore Trae Young. He's a 4-level scorer, one of the best playmakers that since college we've seen in the league. Off the pick and roll, floaters, mid range, deep three.
And Ben Simmons
Regular
almost won Defensive Player of the Year the last time he played.
Trae
Rudy
Young was
Gobert, who is a generational defender, Rudy Gobert, who was going to the Hall of Fame off his defense. You know he's going to the Hall of Fame, right?
Rudy Gobert, of course. I'm not mad at that. Yeah.
Okay, so he lost Defensive Player of the Year to a Hall of Famer. That's what Ben Simmons did the last time he played a full season of basketball. I just want to put that out there. But regardless, I don't think anywhere that Katie would. Maybe obviously you said Miami. I agree with Boston.
Dallas.
Maybe Dallas as well. But I think the Nets have a great chance next year to win. Point being is we're in the part of the offseason where there is not that many things going on. One thing you did tell me, one thing that came down the timeline, Bones Highland. Bones, we have another NBA rapper, Bones Highland. Joe, what do you think about the influx of NBA rappers? Wait, what was the line he said? He said, I don't sell drugs, but I got a line on them if you need them or something like that.
Something like that.
A crazy bar like that, Joe. What do you think about?
My thought on the new NBA rap wave, I thought it was cool as hell to the whole Miles Bridges situation flamed out the way it did.
Yeah, the Miles Bridges
I put a lot of faith in Miles Bridges, and I kind of made the assumption that he could rap about stuff like that and still be disciplined, not actually can do it. Because, he's rapped on multiple occasions. He's rapped about actually beating women and different things like that. But I made the assumption he was a disciplined young man. He has kids. He's obviously outstanding basketball player, breakout season last year. I made the assumption that he could separate the two and everything was going to be all right. He was going to get paid and just going to be another young black man we're going to see for years dunking on people. And then everybody knows the situation that flamed out with him. It's just kind of like, after that happened, I'm just kind of like, damn, I don't know if they should really be doing this rap like this. It kind of makes me uncomfortable. I saw Kay Cunningham had his little date. He rapping about shooting people, being shooters.
I'm like, wow, you rapping about shooting
people.
There's no way you're shooting people, bro. There is absolutely no way you're doing that.
Kenny Lofton was I saw a clip of him rapping about trapping and stuff. It's just like it's more names.
From the Grizzlies?
Yeah. He was in the. I'll send it to you later. But he was in a little video to get his rapping about shooting. It's like the names keep piling. I'm probably missing some people too. But honestly, after the Miles Bridges I'm kind of over it, and it's just like it's really. I don't really like have any interest in like involving in that. I'm not really a fan of Lonzo Ball's rap or Damian.
Oh, hold on, wait. Lonzo has some records. Don't do that.
He might. But I mean, I'm not really. I used to listen to it back when he was a Laker, but now it's just like, nah. Lonzo, Damian Lillard has some records on 2K. I used to bang, but I'm not really fans of their music. But I think it's better after that. I think people should learn a lot from the Miles Bridges situation and just stay away from that, especially because like it's real bad for him. He has kind of evidence that you would do something like this because you kind of rapped about it on multiple occasions. It's just like it's bad all around for me. I just think maybe they should take a Damian Lillard and Lonzo Ball route. They're a lot more like bland. They don't cuss in their music. And they rap about Damian Lillard about inspiration, inspiring him. So Lonzo rapping about dancing or whatever he's talking about. But it's just like, but it's just like, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of over the whole NBA rap wave.
Have you ever heard Allen Iverson's rap? Jules?
Yeah. I know Kobe's. Boys, when we speak.
You talking about he was on the Brian McKnight song?
I saw that. But yeah, I'm just over the whole NBA rap. After that situation, I'm just not really. I might give it a quick listen, but after that situation, it's kind of like I'm kind of over it. Like I really like I had a lot of faith in that dude.
Now, I'm never gonna tell people what they should do with their free time because I'm not somebody who thinks basketball has to be your whole life. Again, they're 24 hours in a day if you use them correctly, and honestly, you sitting in the studio making music. Probably better than you being out partying and doing whatever else. So I'm not gonna tell nobody, what they should and shouldn't do. But I will say, but I will say, be careful, still focus on your craft, and don't let the rap game take over because what got you here is basketball, and what's gonna keep you here is basketball. Do not let the rap game take over. So again, I'm never gonna tell nobody what they do. I actually didn't even hear the whole Bones Highland song. But yeah, I think the nature of what they're putting in their music more so speaks to just the nature of hip hop right now. Like they're just rapping about what everybody else is rapping about. Like that's what people rap about: shooting people and selling drugs or doing drugs. Like that's what people rap about right now. Like that's where.
We lost another rapper yesterday. I don't know if you know Young Slowby. He was shot and killed in one of those Oakland. I'm not sure the exact spot, but it's just like we lost Jada Youngin last week. Young Slowby. I could go on and on, but it's just like the culture that's going on right now. I don't think NBA players should be endorsing this. Like it's just we already coming from all these different areas, and you gonna influence it even more. It's just kind of sad. And then the Miles Bridges situation just kind of blew it all up.
Yeah, the
And to me,
Miles
I think
Bridges
that's
situation was
it's just like
yeah.
it's very disappointing. You know, I was a huge fan of his on the court and off the court. I repped him nonstop, and it's just like, damn, like
Yeah, yeah. Just again, be careful, and again, make sure that you understand that hoop, in the first place is what got you here. But moving on, I did have a tweet yesterday. Did you see my tweet yesterday?
basketball related or
Basketball, no, you talked about the Denver 7 women tweet. No, basketball related. When I said, if I'm the Knicks, I like it what the Bulls did last year, and think that I want to be that team for this year.
with this roster, or
But
would you think
again,
he did it?
Donovan, my thing again with the generational wealth creator, Donovan Mitchell. Generations of Jalen Brunson's family will never know struggle because of the actions of Donovan Mitchell. But still, I still think the Knicks, but
Mitchell, a little
still,
too much credit, but I feel you.
I still think the Knicks
I
should
feel
go
you.
after Donovan Mitchell. And again, like I said, if I'm the Knicks, I look at what the Bulls did last year, and I want to do that this year. I think for the Knicks, it's been what Melo? They traded for Melo like 10 years ago at this point.
That was like 2011 ish, right?
Yeah,
2012.
like again, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell. If you keep RJ Barrett, I guess if you keep Randall, like that's a pretty solid core.
So with Donovan Mitchell and Randall, RJ Barrett,
Even without Donovan Mitchell, if RJ Barrett takes a step that I think RJ Barrett can take this year, I think RJ Barrett could be a borderline all-star. I think even like last year, once they actually put the ball in his hands, he started averaging 20. No, I think he actually averaged 20 points last year. I think that could go up to like 22, 23, 24, something like that. And he could be like a borderline all-star, maybe even an all-star. I mean, again, it is New York.
Boy, man, if you're a borderline all star out there, you gonna be in that. You gonna be in that.
Gonna be in there. So like, yeah, he could actually be an all-star next year.
I
But
wouldn't be mad at saying that.
But if I'm the Knicks, yes, Teddy Hart. This is live. We are doing this right now. Yes. But again, if I'm the Knicks, that's what I look at. I look at the Bulls and I'm like, yo, the Bulls did this. Like, again, we got to remember what a Chicago franchise was. It wasn't that bad, but if you ask Bulls fans, because Bulls fans, for some reason, have this memory that they've been a legendary team. It's like, no, Bulls, you had 6 years. You had a decade. You had from 1990 to 1998 in which you were fired. That is it. Really, I give you 80. You had about 89 to 98 in which you were fired. That is it. But again, with a lot of people's ages now, so it wasn't that bad. It was like they had a little down trick for like 4 years. But I went to Bulls games last year. That shit was up. I ain't seen that many women at Bulls games since D Rose was there. That was a long time ago, brother. Long time ago. I ain't seen that many women. It was lit. People was in there. So if I'm the Knicks, again, you saw how the Garden was when they made that one playoff run with the Hawks.
Definitely. The whole season it was fire. Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, imagine if the Knicks, for some reason,
it was outside.
Like, imagine if the Knicks are a top, I don't know, 4 seed all year.
Yeah, that'd be fire. Like
gonna be.
Yeah.
Donovan come in there with 2 dunks and everybody go crazy. You know how lit the Garden would be.
Yeah, we would need that. That would be fire.
So yeah,
I mean, I'm 100% for it.
I think it was a 3-way trade. Granted, these are all completely rumors.
Yeah, all completely.
100 different Russell Westbrook rumors. Russell Westbrook is staying in LA, by the way. This is not going nowhere. He's not going anywhere. They better figure that because he's not going nowhere.
And he's gonna play the first couple of months, and however the first couple of months goes is whether or not he's going to end up finishing the season. I think if he plays bad the first couple of months, he's not gonna play another game. If he plays good and it works out, then we fine. They're gonna give him a very short leash.
So what do you think is gonna happen with Russ? So wait, when you say he's not gonna finish the season, do you mean that he's gonna get cut mid-season, or like just benched, or just like sent home, or is he gonna get traded?
Probably some sort of like where they just sit him down until they can trade him type situation, or like something like they'll sit Russ and then to the deadline and see what happens, and then they might not just suit him back up again. Because if they start off bad and it's not working out, it's going to be pretty obvious what the reason is. And I haven't seen any signs of Russell Westbrook's ego slowing down or him willing to take a back seat. everything I've heard and everything we've seen, obviously with him splitting with his agent and the reasons of why that happened, we haven't seen anything that indicates he's willing to take a back seat, willing to maybe come off the bench, willing to maybe sit in the crunch time, willing to maybe
who? Like, have you seen the
for
Lakers
the best
roster?
lineup. For the best
Who?
lineup.
Who? What?
Oh, well,
What? Who?
LeBron is LeBron. Is he not one of the greatest floor raisers of all time? Just get him out there, give him a basketball, give him Anthony Davis, whoever's balling the most that
Yes,
night
he's
between Reed,
40, but
Juwan
yes, he's
Toscano
one of the greatest.
Anderson, Lonnie Walker, Thomas Bryant. We got plenty of guys who can produce. Just those lineups could be clicking much better than a Russell Westbrook lineup like we saw a lot last year. And if he's just not willing to take that backseat, it's not going to work out. It's going to be very similar, and they're going to come out to a very bad start. I'm not saying maybe, and then somehow Russ, he ends up out of the lineup, I'll say for an injury or whatever the reason may be, and they'll see like, damn, and they start winning some games, and they see like, and it starts to become obvious he's the reason why we're playing so bad. They're either going to sit him and they're going to trade him, or he's just gonna be like, it's his last year, so it's not that big of a consequence if that does happen. It could be like sort of a John Wall situation or something like that where you just don't play him. And I think the Lakers without him, if LeBron can be LeBron James, Anthony Davis can be Anthony Davis, they'll be just fine with the role. With the young pieces they signed surrounding them, they can get up and down now. They won't be getting ran out of the gym by OKCs, by the Wizards. Those young teams really got the best of the Lakers last season. We saw that multiple times. I think with the adjustments they made, going younger. LeBron coming off of pretty much a light year. Anthony Davis basically getting 2 years of rest. Darvin Ham,
he was hurt.
That's rest. 2 years of rest. He wasn't playing. Darvin Ham, I just saw him. I just listened to Darvin Ham's story. I just listened to Darvin Ham on All the Smoke. Amazing episode. That dude could sell he could sell but I can't think of him. But
yeah, he was saying all the right things.
You said, yeah, he was cold, and they talked about how he came, how he's a straight shooter, how he's gonna hold everybody accountable. Talked about that multiple times, how he don't hold back. It don't matter who you are, he's gonna get on you, and they're gonna get after it. Constant communication with Anthony Davis, constant communication with LeBron, constant communication with Russell Westbrook, and getting to know all the young guys they brought in. But it just seems like everything will go right in the correct direction. But I hope I'm wrong. But if somehow they figure it out, they just haven't had much time to figure it out last season. They won't have much time this year, just only training camp and whatnot. It's just not looking too good for Russ Westbrook. I hope I'm wrong. They come out, they somehow figure it out, but I'm not. It's just everything indicates that it's just not going. It's going to come out and be the same thing with him. I'm not.
When you said the Lakers will be just fine with LeBron and Anthony, what is your definition of just fine for the Lakers?
If they have LeBron and Anthony Davis healthy, just fine is like a north of 50 wins.
Hey, man, no talking about my Series X. I like my Series X. My Series X serves me really well. I play one video game. That video game being NBA 2K. I do not need all that damn memory to play NBA 2K. Now, you said what?
Who said Series S? I think he's mad because you don't got PlayStation, but I don't know.
Nah, he's talking about because you know that they got the like better Xbox than what I got, like the big black one. But like it's like a terabyte. I play one fucking game. I don't play. I play literally one game, 2K.
I play two, but I feel you.
You play what? What's the other one you play?
I play actually 3: 2K, Madden, and GTA. I mean not GTA and Warzone on Call of Duty.
And Madden I ain't played Madden since
Madden is fire, bro. I'm getting nice. I'm in like an online league with all 32 people field, and like it's pretty dope.
Fair, but no. So you say your definition of just fine for the Lakers is what?
It's up north of 50 wins.
You think they're gonna win 55 games?
North of 50, whatever, anything above anything in that range.
More than 50 games.
Yeah, that's an ideal Lakers season should be with. You got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, just those two.
Not winning 50 games.
Yes,
I don't think they're gonna be healthy enough to win 50 games.
I think they will. It's time for that to.
I give them maximum 48.
Well, they're overdue for another healthy year. They proved to us that they can beat. They've already proved to us that they can pull it off. Unlike the Clippers, so that's why so much faith they can be done again. Off of basically 2 years of rest, we got booed in the first round the year before last, and this year didn't even make the play in. Plenty of rest. These guys should be loaded up and motivated. They here to talk. Kevin Garnett done called Anthony Davis out. Everybody done called him out. He here to chatter. It's overdue now. It's overdue. They hear it. Anthony Davis is shooting with league shooter. Like everything is pointing in the direction where this is the year now. Like we got our 2 off years, but the Lakers is going to be fine next year. North of 50 wins. Like you said, you already predicted Anthony Davis to win Defensive Player of the Year. Don't act like you didn't do that.
Yeah, he better win it. I picked him to win it because he goddamn better win it.
LeBron should be able to get
if he don't, God bless. LeBron gonna do what next year?
First team All NBA is what I said. First or second, or second. First or second.
Second.
Lonnie Walker maybe third. Lonnie Walker giving us 16 off the bench.
Lonnie Walker giving 16 points off the bench.
Juwan Toscano Anderson gonna get us like 9 points on like 40%.
What are we doing right now?
What?
What are we actually doing right now, yo? What are we doing?
15,
what are we doing?
13, 5,
Who's gonna give you 13 points?
Lonnie Walker. 13, 14 from him.
So Lonnie Walker, who last year, Lonnie Walker, who
Thomas Bryant, like 11 points, 7 boards, like 38% from 3. He stretched the floor.
I do like the Thomas Bryant pickup though. I did think the Thomas Bryant pickup was good. Just judging off where his career seemed to be headed before the ACL injury. I did like the Thomas Bryant pickup. I don't think the Lakers had a bad offseason. I think they had a solid offseason.
They did what they
make the acquisition. I just don't think they are going to be healthy enough to win 50 games. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But what, Anthony Davis hasn't played. How many times has AD played 70 games? AD has played 70 games. No, dead ass twice. I swear to God, ever twice.
I'll pay over 65 next year. If you want to bet a bottle on that, I'm down.
Who?
I bet a bottle he plays north of 60.
You said 65 at first. Which one is it? 60, 65. Which one is it? Which one is it?
You're not trying to do 60? That says a lot though. If you're not trying to do
65.
60. That's crazy. You dodging the 60.
I'm gonna tell you, he's only played over. No, listen, he's only played over 65 games twice. I'm telling you, I don't know what world that you think he gonna come out and just play 70. If he plays 75 games, I will be floored. He played 75. Listen, he has played 75 games twice. That was when he was 23 and 24 years old.
He's coming off a whole year basically rest.
It's not rest. He was hurt, bro.
Like 29 years old. He's still like. I'm pretty sure he's changed his different things. Darvin Ham talked to him about take care of your body. That's one thing he said multiple times. He told take care of your body.
Appreciate you, bro. Teddy, appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Now you said what?
What was I saying? I said
take care
yeah, he'll take care of everybody. They in his ear. Darvin Ham talked about how he tells AD about how it's all on him. Like that message has been made clear among everybody.
That's so incredible. But look at history. 40 games last year. 36 last year, 36 the year before, 62 the year before. The 56 year don't really count because he set out half of the year. Then it was 75, 65, 61, 68, 67, 64. So in what world? 60?
Yeah.
65.
So you got faith in AD then. So you saying you got that says a lot for
65.
What kind of bottle?
You don't have faith in 65?
What kind of bottle we been?
Reposado, Casamigos.
65.
See, look at you. You don't see. Look at you.
60. That's more. That says a lot more about you.
65. What we can do 65?
That says a lot more.
How?
You said it yourself.
We can't do 65. You literally said 65 at first. Then I hold on. You said 65. Then I read you the numbers and you changed your mind. We can't do 65.
62 and a half. 62 and a half.
63. I'll do 63.
All right, 63. All right, deal.
63.
All right, deal.
But yes, with history, it didn't even look at LeBron, over the past couple of years. LeBron, who favorite player of all time, but I gotta be honest, over the past couple of years, 56, 45, 67, 55. This is time in LA. Missed mad games.
I know all about that. Y'all seen y'all seen my LeBron, how I feel about LeBron at the live show we did. Y'all didn't check that out. Go ahead, check that out.
Yes, please go check out the live show. Actually, people still watch it consistently. I look at the views. People still watch it consistently. I want to do another one pretty soon. That was actually very, 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 very fun. But yes, his time in LA, 56, 45, 67, 55. So again, I like the pieces that they've added. I think Stanley Johnson had a really solid year last year. If Kendrick Nunn can fucking play.
Yes. I saw he's still not clear for 5-on-5, but I don't know why they keep talking about that.
He's not clear for 5-on-5.
That's
not clear for 5-on-5.
Yeah, that's like a day ago. That report came out.
This. What did he do to himself, bro? I'm not even after his fame, but what did he do to himself? I've never heard you.
He hinted towards playing. He tweeted about playing in the Drew, and he cooked him. They was like, "What the fuck you talking about playing in the Drew?"
Who says playing in the Drew?
Kendrick Nunn was talking about playing in. He's talking about
No, hell
Psycho.
no. Don't play no damn Drew. You no, hell no, hell no, hell no. Go sit in one of them fucking hyperbolic chambers. Put your knee in one of them hyperbolic chambers and make sure your ass is ready for opening day. Don't play no
Kobe
damn.
did take his ass to Germany, like Kobe, and get the knee surgery. Ain't that what?
Get that Kobe knee from Germany.
Or something. Yeah, get that Kobe knee.
If Kendrick Nunn can fucking play, Taylor Horton Tucker, who did not take the step. First of all, I don't know what Lakers fans talked about Taylor Horton Tucker like he was goddamn. I don't know. James Worthy. I like Taylor Horton Tucker. He's a cool player, but what?
Yeah, that was a miss on Lakers Nation part, but it's still like you can't hang it up on him yet. It's still plenty of time.
I'm not hanging it up on him, but people talked about him like he was just about to go from 10 points to 20. That don't really happen.
It's insane how far when he came back first this year, his first like 4 games, he was legit averaging like 27 a game. His first 4 games back. You remember that? Like, gee, what the it was. I remember we was on the pod calling him TJ McCollum. I'm not gonna.
No, that was Thomas was on the podcast. Don't put that on me. That was my former co-host TPJ. That was on this pod calling that man CJ McCollum. Don't put that on me. Do not put that on me. I was not the one saying that. No, don't put that on me. Do not put that on me. That was Mans that was on the pod doing that. That was not me. That was Mans. Mans was doing that.
But all right, anyways, but yeah, the drop off was he started the first 4 games just playing amazing. I think he was legit averaging like at least 26, like 7, like 6 rebounds, 5 assists. It was insane. He had the pace. He was getting 3 balls. He was in the mid range. He was just scoring from all 3 levels. He looked like he understood it. Like, it was crazy. And then the drop off was I picked him up in fantasy. Like, I was laughing at people because I got him and stuff. Like, it was that. Like, I was so like I'm like, oh, it's lit.
I had him for half the year. I think I traded him.
He's here, but those first, I thought I had the steal of the century when I picked him up right before he came back from injury, and then it just all fell off so bad. But I don't.
Didn't he like not hit a 3 for like 2 months?
Something like that.
He was shooting the motherfuckers too. One like he wasn't shooting. He was shooting the motherfuckers. he was shooting the motherfuckers too.
I actually did. When I asked Twitter, why did he get that $10 million a year? They said because of Clutch, and I'm like, that's probably what happened.
Clutch is an army, but they get the Navy. But yes, point being, wrapping up the Lakers, I don't think that they will be healthy enough to win over 50. I just can't see a word that they're healthy. Now, again, if by some reason they get to build a health and everything is okay, fine. But I don't think they'll be healthy enough to. History has shown me nothing over the past couple of years that the Los Angeles Lakers will be healthy enough to win 50 games of NBA basketball. Can't do it. Can't see it. But
that's
moving
fair.
on. The other team in LA, the team that we've been blessed enough to cover for the past couple of years, the LA Clippers. I don't think we've talked about them actually all offseason for the most part, really.
Look, we did for a little. Remember we did I told you there was J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar collab tape, me and Cam. Yeah, we talked about it for a little bit.
Yes. By the way, I have something to tell you about that, but I'll tell you about that off air. I'm not gonna say it on air because anyway. Clippers. They added John Wall.
Oh, great!
They pretty much bring back the same team for the most. Yeah, I don't think anybody even left. Looking at the roster, the same team. Don't think nobody left. Not of anybody that is of any. No, nobody left. I don't think I see anybody. Nobody left. So they have the same team. Reggie's still there. Rocco's still there. Luke Kennard's still there. Marcus Morris, Norman Powell, Zubac, Batum, Amir Coffey, Terrence Mann. On paper, if you just look at the paper, this is arguably the best team in the NBA.
Yeah, on paper, I can't disagree with that.
My only issue is this: how do they make this all work? They have a lot of people who play the same position.
They do. That's a fact. Marcus
Morris, Kawhi Leonard. In my personal opinion, Paul George. They always put Paul George in the backcourt. He should really, in my personal opinion, be in the front court. Paul George told Larry Bird, "I don't want to play the 4." How do you tell Larry Bird, "I don't want to"? Whatever. Shout out PG, love PG, but how do you tell? Whatever. Anyway, what you mean?
That's not where you want to play. Then you don't want to play there.
Larry Bird telling you, bro, you don't want to listen to man's.
Why I gotta listen to Larry Bird for?
Because it's fucking. What do you mean? It's Larry Bird.
I know where I feel comfortable.
Why do I have to listen to Larry Bird? Think about what you just said.
Bird is not me. Larry Bird is not dribbling the ball in 2022. In whatever year that was actually a long time ago, like 13, whatever, actually, right? Because when he was in Indiana. But anyways, I gotta listen to him. I know my game better than him.
Fucking Larry Bird. Yeah, I think you should listen to Larry Bird.
Larry Bird is not hooping in 2013.
I think you should listen to Larry Bird, no matter what year it is. It's fucking Larry Bird.
Larry Bird is probably making the assumptions that I have the same limitations that he had, and he couldn't go down to the three.
What
but
you
me,
mean
I'm Paul
limitations?
George. I got some of the as compared to Paul George. He can't score the ball like how Paul George scored. He can't do it. And it's a lot of moves that Paul. I'm not saying it wasn't as effective. I'm just saying it's a lot of moves Paul George. Tell me I'm not lying. There's a lot of moves that Paul George can do that Larry Bird cannot. A lot. Like you see, I did Oubre, he was like, out the dribble step back. Actually, Larry Bird do a step back. He probably would have traveled all the way to. But anyways, I stand on what I say. There's a lot of moves. Watch Paul George score the basketball. Larry Bird can score the ball in that way.
It's been 2 weeks in a row. It's been fucking 2 weeks in a row of you saying bullshit. The first bullshit you said last week was Julius when you said Kevin Garnett. No, actually it was your homie, your man. Kevin Garnett can't push the ball up the court like fucking Julius Randle. And this week you say Larry Bird. And this week you say fucking Larry Bird can't score like Paul George.
And like Paul George, no.
He's a better shooter.
Better shooter than Paul George? No.
He literally was 50-49. This is a fact. No. Look, we're going off facts. I understand you want to say he didn't take as many threes. He had a 50-40-90 season. I'm pretty sure. What's his career average? Larry Bird. His career average is 24 points. Larry Bird's most in a season was 28. I'm pretty sure that's probably Paul George most of the season.
28. I'm probably a little over that.
And Paul George's career average is 24. Most he had average in the season was 28. No, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Point being this, all right, whatever. Point being this, I think they have a lot of people who play the same position. And with the way that they play, they don't really use their point guards as point guards. So that's the thing with like the John Wall acquisition. How do you like? Does he run the bench lineups? Which I think would be like if you run out the bench and it's Luke Kennard, you got I'm assuming Norman Powell will start.
Reggie be dribbling the hell out of it. I don't know about that. They don't use their point guard. Even when everybody healthy, Reggie get his dribbles in. Reggie gonna get his. So I mean, Reggie.
I'm pretty sure is not deeper than Paul. I'm not saying no, bro. I'm talking about
they use their point guard. They use their point guard. Reggie Jackson be dribbling the hell out the ball.
Yes, but also you got to realize Kawhi didn't play last year at all. Paul George was out pretty much half of the year last year. Like, yes, Reggie had the arena rocking. Like, they used to be a literal Reggie chants in the arena last year. Reggie had that shit up last year. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Reggie isn't, in my personal opinion, like a pure point guard. He's a scoring guard. So if I'm looking at the starting lineup, I think he's obviously the better shooter than I think what John Wall is right now. I think John Wall is obviously a better playmaker and is a better defender. But as far as like shooter, obviously, I think Reggie is better. So my only thing is I hope it doesn't turn. I hope John Wall to the Clippers doesn't turn out how Rondo to the Clippers turned out.
That's fair, but I mean, I think we could both agree John Wall is still a lot better than what Rajon Rondo is, and I'm pretty sure he's younger, right? John Wall is a lot better than Rajon Rondo.
We don't know that.
Come on, last time John Wall.
I think he is. But we don't know that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
My thing in saying this is this, right? I remember I wish Cam was here, but Cam's like the Clippers need a point guard. I'm like, I feel you, but they use Kawhi and PG down there as their point guards. Like, even just look at their floor position now. Like, they ISO a lot. They like Kawhi and PG at like the top of the key and things like that. So they don't actually use their point guard as a point guard, which was the thing with Rondo. Like, you brought Rondo, but then you didn't let him be a point guard. You still was letting Kawhi and PG kind of do a lot of the playmaking responsibilities, and you didn't turn the ball over to Rondo. So my only thing with John Wall is like where I love the acquisition on paper, but I actually probably think John Wall should probably run the bench lineups. I think if John Wall runs the bench lineups, and also I think that would kind of be a way to take stress off Kawhi and PG, like during the regular season. Like, you can keep their minutes to about 30 to 32 minutes. I mean, again, like, look at the roster. Like, I mean, you got no.
If I play 2K and pick the Clippers, like, it's like, dang, like when people they get tired, like I got all these options. It's like I got Luke Kennard coming here. I got Covington and Batum. Like, who can be my backup for? Who am I going to use? It's mad. Like, you never gonna have a dual lineup ever. You pick the Clippers. Like, it's crazy.
So, like, I'm saying you can run a bench. Norman Powell, like Luke Kennard,
Oh, yeah,
put John Wall
that is
there, and
like
put John Wall.
wow.
The only person that they lost was Isaiah Hartenstein, who I actually did like Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein did show that he could make a lot. They would actually run a lot of offense at times through Isaiah Hartenstein. I actually like Isaiah Hartenstein. So yeah, my only issue with John Wall is how does he fit with the starters? I think like Reggie probably fits better with the starters. But the Clippers are also another team where you have to worry about health. I mean, over the past couple of years, like really since they came to LA, they've been a concept for the most part. Nah, they've really been a concept since they came to LA too.
You could argue every year on paper, every year since they've been there, since they got together on paper, they were that team. Like
for sure.
On paper. So it's pretty much the same story this year. It's gonna happen again. Would I bet against it? I don't know if would you bet against it or just like hypothetically, would you bet against it or would you bet for it on it being the year they turn over, or would you say just another year on paper year?
I think they should get to the West Conference Finals. I think when I look at I think probably the Warriors will probably be back. I think it should be Clippers Warriors in the conference finals.
They let the Warriors pick up DiVincenzo and
yeah, I was angry about that. Like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, I was very angry about that. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing, bro? How did y'all let that happen? Like, I was kind of angry about it. Like, what the fuck? Like, how did y'all let that happen? I was very angry about that. I did see that. I was like, what the fuck? How did y'all let that happen? What the hell is going on here?
They got DiVincenzo off the bench now?
Yeah, I was like, fuck is going on here?
That's a tough NBA. And JaMychal Green is, oh my goodness, he can. We talked about Draymond Green for a little bit. We're gonna have JaMychal come in there and slide in there and do an amazing job in that Draymond Green role.
Okay.
And now my even look better about the Draymond Green not getting the max.
All right.
Look even better once JaMychal Green slide over there, and Draymond gonna miss his usual 10, 20 games. Once JaMychal Green slide over there and everything is flowing just as smooth. My take about Draymond.
Actually, give your opinion on the Warriors for a second.
What's up?
Give your opinion on the Warriors for a second.
My opinion on the Warriors fire team. I think their playoff run last year wasn't all that fire. Like honestly, if you're keeping it a whole stat, who they beat first round? They got the Nuggets. Very injured Nuggets team. Obviously, no Michael Porter. Obviously, no Jamal Murray. They beat them. I got them 4-1. Next round, they get the Grizzlies. Young, energetic Grizzly team came out, punched them in the mouth. I'm pretty sure they beat them in game 1. The athleticism of the Grizzlies seemed like he was really catching up with the Warriors. They couldn't really. Draymond Green really struggled with the athletes of Jaren Jackson, Brandon Clark. Who else? Who other young athletes they got over there? Bane, Morant, obviously. Even Dylan Brooks, for example. I think he had Xavier Tillman out there getting minutes. But yeah, I thought they kind of really struggled against them. They end up getting overcome because John Morant, don't forget, after he put like amazing game that I watched live with Pavi and Thomas at the bar, we saw John Morant. He put, was it 50 or 45 against the Warriors, and was it game 4, if I remember right? And it was kind of looking bad for the Warriors against them, against that younger Grizzlies team where they still have beef to this day. I don't know if y'all saw it as a post in the Grizzlies weight room. It says a Draymond Green quote. It says the Grizzlies will be humble. They put it on in their weight room up on the wall on the board as motivation. So they still got that beef going. The Warriors really struggle with them. John Morant gets hurt. They win a game without John Morant, and then the Warriors end up closing them out in 6 back in Golden State. All right, no, yeah, I was back in. They closed out in Memphis. I'm pretty sure because who had home court that year? I think it was the Grizzlies. But they squeaked by the Grizzlies. And then the next round, they get in the conference finals. Obviously, we don't get the matchup that we all wanted. Everybody wanted to see Phoenix, Golden State. Those were supposed to be the best 2 teams in the league. But anyways, they slide away. They don't get Phoenix. Maybe Phoenix didn't deserve to be there because we saw what happened in Game 7. Everybody remember that the slaughterhouse that took place with Luka and D-Book went out there and laid down. Very bad, disappointed. Everybody lost by like 30 on national TV at home. But that's another story. So, anyways, we don't get the series we want to see. Then we end up getting Dallas versus the Warriors. And this was you go back, you can listen to the pod between me and Pat. We talked about this series. I picked the Warriors to win in 5 or 6, I believe. Pavi actually picked Dallas to win. I don't know what he saw there. I guess he hate the Warriors, so you feel me? He probably had to get this little Warrior hate right there. You hate the Warriors, so he went with them. He went with Dallas, but I saw the Golden State beating them. This is another series where they're favored in all 3 of these series. they get Dallas, a team that obviously is very top heavy with Luka and Jalen Brunson, those two guys, and there's a big fall off between their next best player. It's probably like a Dorian Finney-Smith, Kleber, Reggie Bullock, Dwight Powell, all those guys out there. But yeah, so they get Dallas, a matchup they were favored to win. I picked them to win. I said you picked against them that series, but they were heavily favored to win. That's the third series. They're heavily favored to pretty much win. They beat Dallas. They get them in five or six. Did they beat Dallas? It was five. They beat them pretty easily in five. Another team that they were supposed to beat.
Easy, but they beat them in five.
It was pretty easy.
Yeah, but Dallas was in every one of those games. It's just like they would do dumb shit at the end of the game and just never win. But they would hit every one of those games.
Why
except for the game one and game five.
It was more than just doing dumb shit. It's just them being.
They weren't good enough.
They weren't good enough.
They couldn't get stops.
Yeah, they couldn't get stops. That and Steph Curry was amazing when needed to be per usual. Proved once again why he's the best player in the world. But they slide by. They beat Dallas.
Don't agree, but I feel you.
This run wasn't. I was just talking about how I just go through the whole Warriors player run, but round by round, just how like it wasn't that the run wasn't really that impressive to me. I don't think they beat teams that were really all that good. And then they get to the finals. I think being that Celtics team was huge, even though obviously, like you said, they did a lot of dumb stuff as well. But it was they kind of just took care, did what they were supposed to do every series. Like when it wasn't really that much adversity. They didn't really. What I like to say when people win championships, they didn't knock down no dogs.
In theory, they didn't
have to go through Durant. They didn't have to go through Giannis. They didn't have to go through LeBron. They didn't have to go through a Kawhi Leonard. They didn't have to go through a Paul George. It didn't have to go through the Suns that year, 64-win team. I just feel like they did. It wasn't that significant, but they just took care of business. They took the trash out, and they move on to next year. Hopefully, it's a more healthy year, and we'll see what they do when they have to face against one of the real like top teams, top dudes in the NBA. We'll see. But it was a cleanup job. That's what the Warriors championship. They just did what they were supposed to do in every series, and they got out there and they got a win.
In theory, it'll be more competitive this year. Again, in theory, like if the Clippers get there and like they're healthy, like I said, the Clippers are obviously a force. I think Dallas will be better as well. I think Luka will be better, so Dallas will be better. I think Luka having that experience. I mean, you even saw him; he looked like he slimmed down a lot. So I think Luka
he's gonna be fired next year. Top 3 fantasy pick. I say he's gonna be fired. Top 3 fantasy pick. I like to bring the fantasy back. Top 3 fantasy easy.
The Grizzlies are interesting to me because I know Jaren Jackson broke his foot, so I think he won't be there for I think half of the season. But the Grizzlies are interesting to me. Like that was really cute last year, but like do it again now. The Grizzlies are an interesting team now. It's like okay,
they got Tyus Jones back, right?
Yes.
Oh, then
I think so. But the thing is, like again, Jaren Jackson, he like broke his foot. And again, like now people know you.
Brandon Clark.
I hope now people know you. I hope that they don't have a year. I don't think they will, but I hope that they don't have a year like what the Hawks had after they went to the conference finals.
I feel you, but I mean, what we've seen from them, they seem to be battle tested. Just able to get a win. I think that said a lot about them when Ja went down. They were still able to get a win versus the Warriors.
They've done that all season though. When Ja went down, they beat a team by like 90 points when Ja went down.
I think, but doing it all season is different than doing it in a situation like that, especially against a team who ended up winning the championship. I think it just says a lot about them and their culture and what they're about, and the pieces they have are like exceptional. Like Desmond Bain is one of the best 3-point shooters, if not arguably. I mean, obviously not the best, like top 3 shooter in the league. Dillon Brooks, obviously, he tweaked that series. A lot of people would tell you that, but he's also one of the best. He's also one of the better 3-and-D players in the league as well overall. A lot of people would still take him.
Shot selection is I don't even know. Go ahead. My bad.
I was just talking about the Grizzlies. But yeah, Brandon Clark, I think he's gonna be able to slide into the Jaren Jackson role pretty well. They still got Big Val. But Tyus Jones, like you said, is still there. I think they've already proven to us that they figured it out and they're here. And John Morant's obviously probably going to take another leap. Hopefully, he can get him a healthy year from him. Possibly All-Star starter year for him. But yeah,
he'll probably be All-Star starter this year. I can definitely get behind that.
Yeah, young players definitely what they usually do is progress, and they got a lot of young guys who are just progressing. So I think they should take another step next year. They got all the right, and they got all the archetypes you need. They got athletic defenders. I talked about how they really interrupted. The Warriors was very uncomfortable playing against the Grizzlies.
Warriors also was tripping playing the Grizzlies too.
I think Draymond Green was very uncomfortable against those young athletes flying all over the place. Jaren Jackson, Brandon Clark, all those guys running everywhere, getting up on them. Xavier Tillman. I think that really kind of rattled them a little bit, and all those guys, young guys, is going to learn from this. And obviously, I talked about how it's like a little beef between them two. So those games are going to be circled. The Warriors, Grizzlies games. You see in
I
the
hope they
locker
put them
room.
on Christmas.
Oh, I'm not mad at that. I'll take that.
I hope they put them on Christmas.
Did you see in the locker room they have a Draymond Green quote up in their locker room? I think he said the Grizzlies need to be humbled, and there's a quote in the Grizzlies locker room. But they keep going back and forth all the chit chat between those two. But I think that they're going to come fired up, and they're all going to get better. They seem like they all got the mentality. We're going to see another leap from Ja, possibly another leap from guys like Bane was exceptional last year in the regular season and playoffs.
He was.
He could take another leap. It's just I think this guys could have a really good team next year as well.
Fair, but I want to begin to wrap this episode up because next week, I want to do our actual division breakdowns. So
Okay,
I want to break.
gotcha.
So I want to start doing our like division breakdowns, which we really do deep dives on teams and yeah. So I want to do that next week as we move towards training camp. Now that the rosters, I want to say, are kind of set. Obviously, you may see some tweaks here and there, like we said, but the rosters are pretty much set right now. We kind of know who's going to be who and who's going to be where going into next year. So I want to start to do that next week, whether it's in person or whether it's virtual, whatever. So I want to start to wrap this episode up. Joe, get your plug in, let the people know where they can find you at.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in. Another good episode. Check out the last one as well. But keep me on Instagram, Joel R. Wilson, and on Twitter at the Jolts with 2 S's, JOLTSS. All right, y'all.
As always, man, follow me on Twitter at Pavy World, PAVY World, all one word. Like I said, we have done this 251 times. So thank y'all for watching us yell at each other 200, actually more than that, probably actually 300 sometimes. But regardless, thank y'all for watching us. Appreciate it. As always, follow me on Twitter at Pavy World, PAVY World, all one word. Please keep streaming my music. I just passed 500,000 plays with Apple Music. So if you help get me past 500,000 plays, shout out you. And yeah, man. See you guys later.